So let's go ahead and start by clearing our mind. I know in the morning, maybe your mind chatter isn't as crazy. And now that we've been home lately a lot more, it's probably settled down some, which is good. But maybe for some of us, we're actually feeling a little lonely or sad because we're at home. So, whatever your state of being is, let's go ahead and shift into the state that we'd like to support us the rest of the day. So, as you sit down, you can sit on your block, on your shins, Indian style, however is comfortable for you. And remembering that you have the power to change your thoughts anytime they arise and they don't align with your intentions, they don't align with a good feeling. So, we're going to begin to make sure that our navel is in, knees are pressing down, collarbones lifting up, shoulders draw back onto the spine, lift the chin and track the chin back. Hands land in the lap naturally, face up or face down. There's some people who extend the arms for mudra. If you feel that's in your practice, feel free to do that. For me, I just like to focus on dropping in through the breath. And that's what we'll be practicing this morning. We'll be practicing as we normally do our breath, but I'd like to incorporate a mantra, whatever mantra it is for you, a word that will support you through the rest of the day for that state of being. For me, it's going to be change. And so as you inhale, notice what you're feeling. And as you exhale in your mind's eye, you're going to say the word. Inhale. Exhale. Settling into the breath and into the word as you inhale, noticing the vibration it carries. Exhale. Let's practice this as you inhale through the nose. Pause, connect with the mantra. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale completely. Let's continue this for a few moments on your own. Again, noticing any negative thoughts that aren't aligned with your intentions, letting them go and coming back to your word and your breath. Remembering the word, sounding it out as you breathe out. Let's begin to tune back into the breath and out of the mantra. Lift your chest high, sit up tall, and take an inhale and sweep the arms over your head. Imagine you're gathering energy. The palms touch. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center and set the intention, set the mood, where you can say a prayer or send love to someone in need to start your practice. And take a deep breath in and exhale out. Let's go ahead and flutter the eyes open and begin our practice standing tall in mountain pose. And if you look down at your feet, they're going to be 3 to 5 inches apart with the heels behind the second and third toes. These are the hips right here. A lot of times we think this is the hips, but it's these hip points right here. And this is where you want to line your knees and your feet. And so once you look down and they look aligned, you're going to lean slightly back, lift up the toes, spread them wide, bring the big toes down, bring the pinkies, and then the rest of the toes come down. From here, we're going to grip the mat slightly with the toes, arch lifts, kneecaps shifts forward just a bit, kneecaps lift up, engage the thighs. Roll the tailbone towards the floor. And that's just going to be a slight rotation down to lengthen the lower back. Pull the navel in, maybe squeeze the pelvic floor up. Knit the ribs back and down so we're sealing everything. Lift the chest up to the ceiling, roll the shoulders back, arms to the sides, palms forward. I like mountain pose with my palms forward because it causes this rotation of the wrist, the elbow, and the tricep to roll back and helps open up and lengthen the collarbone and the pecs. From here, we're going to lift the chin and track it back. Take an inhale and reach your fingertips to the earth, crown of the head to the sky. As you exhale, squeeze your muscles to your bones. We want to stand tall and strong in mountain pose. This is a really important pose throughout our practice. Take an inhale, one more breath, get tall and strong, stand in purpose. And as you exhale, muscles to bones. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do our ocean breath. Interlace the fingers, bring the knuckles underneath the chin and thumbs to the throat. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale back. Lift the gaze, elbows touch. Inhale, gaze forward, elbows lift. Exhale back. Elbows lift up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale, deeper breath. Exhale. Completely out. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms to your sides, mountain pose. Exhale out. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms touch, interlace the fingers, release the index fingers. This is steeple mudra, arms straight and strong. We're going to begin to rock the body right and left. Feel the rib cage move. And then begin to rock forward and back. Just feel the hips align with that. Notice if you've been practicing for even just a few months, the change in your body. And then spiral out, small to big. Maybe you notice the change in just a few minutes. Maybe some tension is released. And then go back big to small. But be intentional. Whatever you do, be intentional, be skillful to the best of your ability. All right, now we're going to stand tall and strong. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your upper body to the left, hips move to the right. Keep pressing your feet evenly. Take an inhale here. Exhale deeper. Inhale, reach your fingers to the back left corner. Exhale to your edge. Inhale, come back up. As you exhale, upper body to the right, hips move to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Now reach your fingers to the back right corner. Reach to your edge and release. Come back up. For those of you who have lower back tension, bring your hands to your lower back. If not, keep your arms over your head. If you bring your hands to your lower back, it'll look like this. Fingertips slide down the back pockets if you had them. Elbows squeeze. If not, arms overhead. Engage your core. That's your pulley system. Take an inhale, lift your chest up. As you exhale, release the pulley just a bit and draw the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hips forward, shoulders back. One more breath. Inhale, come back up. Bring your arms overhead if they're not already. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, go down nice and controlled. And as you begin to drape the chest over the thighs, grab opposite elbows and take a ragdoll for a couple of breaths. Let the chin come in towards the chest, the crown of the head towards the floor. So the movement is coming from the hips. And imagine you're the trunk of an elephant and you're just swaying right and left. Letting go of any of that morning back ache or neck ache. Softening the muscles, breathing into them. Noticing the change of the body. Everything changes. That's our theme today, is change. Change, whether we want to resist it or accept it, gives us new opportunities. But let's not suffer too much by resisting it. Let's just learn and grow through it. Slowly release your hands. Take an inhale and bend the knees, lengthen the spine, the collarbone forward. As you exhale, right foot steps back. Drop that right knee, untuck the toes. Spin the heel in and drop the foot down. Now, pop up to your fingertips or use your blocks. Lengthen your spine and sink your hips. Make sure that left knee is over the ankle. Take an inhale, lengthen, exhale, sink. One more breath. And then tuck the back toes. Inhale, find your high lunge. As you exhale, down dog. Notice my hands are popped up. You can keep them popped up or flat. Flatten your hands once you find your down dog. Look at your feet, they're hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart, tailbone high. Inhale to plank, drop to the knees to modify, or keep the knees up. Exhale, lower to the belly with control. And tuck the toes, kneecaps lift, pubic bone presses down as the core engages. Inhale, peel the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, mouth to mat. Inhale, tabletop, hands and knees. Exhale, extended child's pose, hips to heels, toes touch, knees drop, chest comes down. Just fix this wire back here. Continue to relax in your child's pose. And notice how your lower back feels. You know, we're constantly changing, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. Imagine if we never changed. Imagine all the opportunities missed. Let's take 2 more breaths. Remember that you can come here whenever you need a break. And inhale, come back to tabletop, tuck your toes, exhale, down dog, chest to thighs. Let's work our down dog a little bit more. Notice there's no bend in the wrist. It should be a nice clean line. Press your fingertips into the mat like you're gripping a basketball with each hand. And bring the biceps by the ears and hug the head in. Now notice your knees, they bend, draw the navel in, draw the chest back, then work the legs straight. Take an inhale, come up high on the toes, right leg sweeps up. As you exhale, right foot, right thumb. Drop the left knee, adjust the back foot. If your foot only came up halfway, wiggle it up. Take an inhale, use your block or pop up to the fingertips. As you exhale, sink your hips, lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Take 2 more breaths here. Seeing if you can sink down with each exhale. And release. Take an inhale, pop up the back toes. Exhale, left foot meets the right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to the shins or to the block and create a flat spine, long crown, reaching forward. Exhale, fold. Fingertips by toe tips, rotate the palms forward. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. High mountain. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, engage the core, lift the chest. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, come back up, rotate the palms away. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left foot steps back. Feel your high lunge as you rotate that left hip forward, right hip back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, line the down dog. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale to plank, adjust the feet if you need to. Exhale, lower down to the belly with control. Maybe roll forward on the toes. Untuck the toes, kneecaps lift. Inhale, full cobra, pubic bone stays on the mat. Elbows draw in and down, lift your heart. Inhale. As you exhale, come down. Inhale and draw your hands underneath your elbows, tuck your toes, engage your muscles. And as you exhale, lift your hips and then press into plank or tabletop. And then downward dog, deep breath in, long breath out. Come up high on the toes, and now left leg sweeps up. Exhale, left foot, left thumb. Take an inhale and feel your high lunge and then work those hips square, lengthen the spine, exhale. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, right foot meets the left. There we go, a little warmed up now. Let's take our hands to feet pose. So we're gonna heel to the feet so that they touch. Take a deep bend in the knees, drag your collarbone forward and hips back. Now glue your chest to your thighs, chin to chest. Bring your hands behind your ankles. See if you can align your calf muscles and forearm muscles. And either grab the ankles or slip the fingers underneath the heels. And then slowly begin to work your legs straight without detaching the chest. This is going to be challenging in the mornings because our morning body is not quite warmed up yet. So don't force this. Let's take 3 breaths. Shifting the weight slightly forward might help you, or lifting the knees into the thighs. Take it to your edge. And release. Fingertips by toe tips, heel toe the feet out so that they're hip width apart. Take an inhale and halfway lift, flat back, strong core. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips by toe tips, inhale, sweep up. Palms forward, exhale, hands down, awkward pose. Hug the shoulders into their sockets. So we want to really draw that collarbone forward. And we're going to bend the knees, inhale. And as you exhale, ride the breath down. Pull the navel in. Hips come back. But the heart is still lifting up. We're still lifting up the chest. Try not to round through the spine. At the deepest expression, the thighs become more parallel with the mat. Awkward pose. This is the first one. Stare into the horizon, stare, and be strong in the body as you do. Last breath. Inhale and rise to stand. Exhale out. This time we're going to lift heels up. So spread the toes. Come up high on them. Take an inhale. Keep that heart lifted. Exhale. Draw the knees forward. As you begin to come down, you're going to hover your calf muscles at your deepest expression. Maybe hover the thighs over the calf muscles when the heels are lifted. Everybody's different. If you can't go all the way down, it's fine. Just keep your form straight in the spine, strong in the core. Let's take one more breath. And then press through the toes. Heels touch the mat, arms to the sides. This next set, we draw our feet in towards each other, or toes point in, knees draw in. Thighs squeeze. Very important that you notice that. All right, so here we go. Lift the heels off the mat about an inch as you inhale. Exhale, ride the breath down. Continue on your own breath timing, squeezing the thighs, squeezing the core, lifting the chest. And at your deepest expression, again, maybe you're hovering over the calf muscles. Don't sit on them. Take it to your edge. And then press and release. Inhale, mountain, stand tall, walk to the top. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, big step out to the right, arms out to the side like a T. Bring your hands to your hips if you like. Lift your right heel, pivot, bend the knee, warrior two. Heel toe your feet apart to create more space if that's what you need. Heel to heel or heel to arch, right knee stacks, left hip drops. Arms extend and torso squares off. Sit down through the hips. Maybe even put a little bounce in it to find where it feels good. And then once you find that good spot, hold and just notice that you're staring out to the horizon. You feel into your body. 2 more breaths. Inhale, gaze to the left, flip the palm up, exhale, reach, elbow drops, bent knee triangle. Heel to the left foot back if you want to create more space. Draw that right hip under and left rib cage back. To deepen, you can work that right arm straight or bring it out to the side. Inhale, back up to warrior two, straighten the lead leg, exhale, pivot. Pivot on the left heel, toes face the front, bend the knee, warrior two on the opposite side, heel to the back foot. Notice, again, your legs. Start with whatever touches the ground first, organize that, bend the hips and the shoulders, and then sink down. You're gonna notice your right rib cage is maybe slightly forward. You can draw it back. Draw that left hip under and gaze out to the horizon. Take 2 more breaths here. And then inhale, gaze to the right, flip the palm up, exhale, reach with the left. Bent knee triangle, elbow softly touches, right arm to the sky. Organize the feet and the hips and the torso. Left arm goes straight, or left arm goes out to the side. 2 more breaths. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the lead leg, pivot on the heel, toes face the side. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, right foot meets the left. Arms overhead as you inhale. Exhale, take a big step out to the right. Okay, heel toe the feet out really wide this time. Bring the arms out, and then we're going to slowly hinge with a flat back. Bring the left hand to the block or to the floor, and bring it somewhat forward. And you're going to lean forward. That way the hips stack over the ankles and the bum isn't pressing back. When you're ready, bring your right hand, earbud fell out, bring your right hand to the sacrum, that sucks. And then begin to twist. I hope you guys can still hear me. Right arm sweeps high. And then begin to notice again your right thigh, pressing it towards your left. We'll square the hips and twist to your edge. And release. Right hand comes down. Left hand to the sky. Again, notice your sacrum. Bring your hand to your sacrum if you need to. Twist a little deeper to your edge. And release. All right, arms come out like wings. Take an inhale and rise. As you exhale, left foot meets the right. Bend the left knee and pop back. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, big step out to the left. All right, so we're going to pivot now, both heels to face the back of your mat. Heel toe the feet apart so that's a railroad stance. Left toes face forward, about 11 o'clock, and right toes face 12 o'clock. Left arm forward, right arm back for our standing twist. Inner thigh scissors, we gaze over to the right thumb. Twist to your edge and release. Inhale, arms high, right hand to the hip. As you exhale, hinge forward. You might need a block here. So I'm just going to demonstrate with mine. Bring the block to the inside of your foot or the outside of your foot. Draw that right hip back, draw the collarbone forward. When you're ready, right arm high. Begin to twist. Keep drawing that right hip back. When you're ready, maybe bring your hand to the shin or to the outside of the foot. Revolve triangle, 2 more breaths. Slowly release, bring the arms by the ears, inhale and rise. Exhale, pivot one to the side and one to the front. Railroad stance, right foot faces about 1 o'clock, left toes face 12 o'clock. Square the hips, inhale. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, standing twist. Relax the shoulders down and twist from the navel up. A little deeper. And release. Inhale, right arm high, left hand to your left hip. Exhale, hinge forward. And you can bring your hand to your sacrum to feel it. The right hand can come to the block or to the mat, inside or outside of the foot. Now draw your collarbone forward and draw that left hip back. Very important that you draw that left hip back. When you're ready, you're going to sweep that left arm high and gaze to your left thumb. Right hand can come to the mat when you're ready or on the shin, inside or outside of the foot. Continue lengthening to your edge. Twist it out and release. Bring your arms by your ears. Inhale and rise. As you exhale, pivot on your heels to the side and bring your right foot to meet the left, hands to heart. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Excellent. You guys are doing great. Don't you feel the change already in your body? Just from moving and waking up, loosening up the fascia in the joints. You know, at night when you sleep, that fascia gels up and begins to, eventually with time, if we don't move our joints enough, it becomes from a gel to a solid. And then one day you wake up and you can't move your shoulder or your neck and it hurts. So we're making sure to prevent that. So stand tall at the top of your mat. Let's start with eagle pose. Draw the tailbone towards the ground. Navel pulls in, heart lifts up. Find your mountain pose. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, right arm underneath the left. And now hug yourself here or interlace the arms, palms touch, draw the elbows in and down. Sit back into your imaginary chair. Right leg lifts, crosses, toes touch the floor. Hang in, but they hang close or they hook, and square your hips off. Today I'm going to modify and bring my toes down. Begin to sink into your hips. Draw that right hip back, left hip forward. Keep the spine long. And if you want to hinge, just simply hinge from the hips. Don't round the spine. You want to pull the spine up and hinge forward. Let's take 2 more breaths. And release. Inhale, arms come up, right foot comes down. Exhale, left arm underneath the right. Either hug yourself or interlace, palms touch if you can, elbows in and down. Take a deep bend in the knees, take your seat, left leg lifts up high, crosses, toes touch, toes hang or toes hook. Again, I'm taking the modified version, but take whichever one serves you. And begin to draw that left hip back, right hip forward. Lift the chest and hinge forward if you want a deeper expression. Breathing it out. Focusing on one spot will help you. That's your drishti, your point of focus. Last breath. Release. Inhale, arms up, left foot comes down. Exhale, hands to heart center. Walk to the mat and turn to the left. I'm going to turn the opposite way so you can see me. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, big step out to the left. Arms out to the sides. All right, heel toe your feet apart and slowly begin to come down halfway. We're going to float ourselves down and stop halfway. Maybe bring your hand to your sacrum. Make sure it's flat. We're going to bend the knees and squat and grab either the ankles or calf muscles or grab the sides of the feet. Take an inhale and lean forward. As you exhale, work the legs straight. Now, maybe you want to just do one at a time. Or if you want to go ahead and do both, bend at the elbows and draw your chest between your thighs. Everybody's in a different place. Some people can almost bring their face to the floor. And you might be able to do that if your feet are really wide. But if you want to challenge yourself, if you're there already, bring your feet in closer. That'll actually give you a deeper hamstring stretch. Let's take 3 breaths. Inhale, notice. Exhale, and don't resist the tension. Be with it, breathe through it. Let the change happen. Go with the flow. Last one. And release. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Pop up to the fingertips. Inhale, arms come out like wings. Exhale and hold. Inhale and rise. As you exhale, let's bring that right foot to meet the left. Arms overhead. Palms touch, hands to heart. So we're at the back of the mat and turn to the front. Steeple mudra as we inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch, interlace the fingers. Release the index fingers for our next pose, which is called balancing staff, also known as stick. If this is too much for you, you can bring your hands to your hips. Take an inhale, right foot steps forward, left toes point back, square the hips, and begin to seesaw the body down. So you can just stay here with the toes off the mat about an inch, or you can continue down. Nice, straight, strong line from the toes to the fingertips. Biceps by the ears if you have your arms extended. Core is engaged and the left hip is rolling down. Let's take 2 more breaths. And release. Left foot comes back, right foot meets the left. Inhale, realign the spine. Exhale, left foot forward, right toes point. Inhale, square it up, strengthen it up. Muscles to bones, and then begin to seesaw the body down. You're going to notice again that right hip wants to roll back. So we're going to roll it down from the get-go, inner rotation of that right thigh. Left knee could be slightly bent to help you. And notice if the knee is bent, that it gives you an opportunity to roll that hip down. Let's take 3 more breaths here, wherever you are. And then release. Right foot comes back, left foot meets the right. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, arms to sides. Let's walk to the middle of the mat. Standing bow is next. Take an inhale, sweep up. And as you exhale, palms face forward. This time we're going to catch the inside of our left foot. Thumb points back. Knees draw in. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, swipe the knees so that they touch, ensuring that that left hip is square. And then lift the knee, lift the chest. Gaze to the horizon. 2 more breaths. And release. Left foot comes down, right arm windmills back, left arm windmills up. Catch the inside of your right foot. Pull the knees in, take an inhale. As you exhale, kick and lift. Tilting forward, lifting the chest, lifting the knee. Gazing to the horizon. Take it to your edge. And release. Right foot down, left arm down. Inhale, mountain. Exhale out. Stay where you are. I'm just going to change my position and face you forward so that way we can do tree together. All right, so from here, we're going to shift our weight now into our right foot. Left knee picks up. Give it a squeeze and then drop the knee out. Place the foot wherever it's in your practice. Ankle, calf, inner thigh, or on top of the thigh. Press the knee back and tuck the tailbone towards the floor. Pull the navel in and lift the chest up. One hand to your heart for half prayer, or feel free to take a full prayer. Breathe. When you feel steady and strong, bring your arms to the sky for a full tree. But stay focused on that standing leg. Grow from there. We grow from stability. Last breath. Slowly release, hands to heart, and bring your knees forward and foot down. Shifting your weight now into your opposite foot. Your left foot, pull the right knee into the chest. Chest to the ceiling, drop the knee out. Place the foot wherever it's in your practice. Ankle, calf, thigh, or on top of the thigh. Press the knee back, roll the tailbone down. Pull the navel in, lift the collarbone up. Half prayer or full prayer. Stare at one spot and then take a full tree. Keep pressing through your standing leg, keeping it straight and strong. And then grow from there as you lift your chest, lift your gaze, inhale. Exhale, hold, one more breath. Release with control, hands to heart, right knee forward, right foot flat. Deep breath in. Exhale. Excellent job. Let's go ahead and lay down on our mat with the head towards the front and feet towards the back. And as you come down, make sure you have a block handy or a pillow. You can also use this time to sip water or coffee, whatever you got today. And then let's go ahead. So feet come flat, knees drop open, bottom of the feet touch. One hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Notice the change in your body from when we first started. Sometimes we don't realize that we're changing. It's kind of like watching a flower grow. Just happens. It's not something that we can witness in every second, but we recognize the change. I know change can sometimes come with discomfort. I think we can all see where all of our life, including giving birth, if you're a woman, to a child, there's discomfort, but there's so much beauty and love. When we're working for a new promotion or advancing our career or education, we have to work and there's discomfort, but the change is always good. Let's take a couple more breaths. And slowly begin to pull your knees together. Pull your knees into your chest. Wind removing pose and rock side to side. Notice your lower back get massaged. I like how all the poses mean something, and I know that wind removing pose is very interesting because people remove wind when they do it. I know actually a doctor who recommends this pose. He's a gastrointestinal doctor. He's like, oh yeah, we do that in the hospital. And I'm like, okay, thanks, TMI. But anyways, either way, when the Indians of India named the yoga poses, they wanted it to resemble something or to do something. So it's pretty cool. All right, so this next thing that we're going to do is called core work. I don't know if they do this in India. I'm sure they do. But bring your feet to the ceiling, toes flexed to the face, and then reach your fingertips towards the toe. Very simple practice, but it really engages your obliques. And then we're going to pulse for 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Reach and then turn and reach towards your right hand to left pinky toe. We're going to climb the rope and left hand to right and pick it up for 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3. You got it. 2. Don't give up. 2, 1, 1, and release knees to chest. All right. So this next one is called air chair. You're supposed to resemble a chair. So we're going to bring our feet up. You can bring your block between your knees if you like, if you have one, or you can not if you don't have one, or you can use a pillow. Now you're going to lower your feet until the toes disappear. They're aligned with the knees. Knees touch, thighs touch, or press the knees into the block. Hands to the thighs and squeeze your inner legs and press the legs away at the same time. It should feel like you're trying to move a heavy piano. So squeeze and push for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze harder. 4. Your heart is 3, 2. Don't cheat yourself. And release. All right. Pull those knees into the chest. Rock side to side. And then bring your feet flat. Let's see how strong your core is today. If you have to lift up your feet, or if you have a hard time sitting up, then just go ahead and roll on your side and roll on your belly. For everyone else, bring your arms over your head. And we're going to see if we can keep our feet grounded and engage your core and roll up to our seat. Sometimes, if you can't do that, you'll have to kind of kick your legs up. That's fine too. But eventually you want to keep those feet grounded. Let's go ahead and turn around and lay on our belly. And then bring your arms to your sides. We're going to take variations of locust here in just a moment. Let's bring our right cheek to the mat, arms to the sides. And palms face up and rest here for 5 breaths as you inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Take 4 more on your own. And remember that each breath is actually bringing you change as well. It's regulating the body. It's changing your mind pattern. Notice how you feel with each breath in and out. And then slowly let's come up. So we're going to take locust pose. Mouth is to the mat or chin to the mat. The traditional way is your chin to the mat like this forward, because they wanted you to stretch out the scalenes, the front of the neck. So right through here. And sometimes I think we neglect our neck, but if everybody's different, our society's different. So you might have tension in the back of your neck. So you don't want to do that. You want to tuck it in. Notice what works for you. Take an inhale, right toes point back. Exhale, right leg lifts. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Reach and lift. I'm going to have you pulse here. So we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reach. Really want you to engage your glute in your lower back, strengthening it, and then release it down. Let's do the left side. Take an inhale, point and lift. Point and lift. Go as high as you can. Once you reach your highest point, then we're going to pulse it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point and reach and hold. Squeeze the glute, engage the lower back, and release. All right, crawl your fingertips back, and let's try to lift up both legs, but let's go ahead and adjust. I need to adjust my microphone so I don't make too much noise. Bring your hands underneath of you if you can. And so your right hand will be flat, and then you roll on it, and then your left hand comes under. And as you can see, maybe your pinkies touch underneath. If not, if that hurts, keep your arms to the side with the bend in the elbows. All right, let's go ahead and find our chin or mouth to the mat. Take an inhale and point the feet back. And as you exhale, lift your legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring your arms out if they're under, and bring your left cheek to the mat, arms to the sides, deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath. Exhale. All right, let's go ahead and inhale and press up, taking Sphinx pose, elbows underneath the shoulders, tops of the feet press. It could be a little wider than the hips. Lift up the kneecaps, draw the tailbone towards the heels. Energetically pull your hips forward and elbows back. Lift your chest. Draw your chin back. So we want to look like the Sphinx in Egypt. And continue pressing your heart through. Let's take 2 more breaths. To your edge. And release. Let's inhale back to tabletop, hands and knees. Walk your knees to the top. Hero pose is next. Knees touch, thighs touch. Drop the feet out like a V. Remove the calf muscles away to the sides. And sit in between the heels or sit on the block. And when you're ready, just sit here and notice your ankles, your knees, your lower back. So when I first started this, I noticed a huge change after about 3 months. I couldn't sit down completely. I had to use a block. And, sometimes when we work through the tension or the stress, we begin to notice the improvements where the change is good, and it encourages us to continue. So wherever you are, if you're ready to go back even further, grab your feet if you're at that point and drop down 1 elbow at a time. If not, continue to stay where you are and breathe. And if you want to go even further, drop down 1 shoulder at a time. Now press your knees down and forward and allow the lower back to relax. If you are completely back with the shoulders on the mat, grab opposite elbows. The morning time is definitely a different experience in the evening. So don't force yourself into the pose because you're used to doing this at night real easy, but just meet yourself where you are. 2 more breaths. And then slowly press up through the elbows and through the hands. If you're all the way back, and let's all come to down dog. Remove the block if you had it. Pedal your feet out. It doesn't have to look pretty, it just has to feel good. All right, now let's inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down to the belly. Elbows graze the rib cage. Untuck your toes. Grab the backs of the feet. So we're going to take bow pose. If you need a strap, this is where you would use one, or a towel. And if you have a hard time reaching for your feet, just simply bend the heels in and reach the hands back. You don't even have to touch. You can still lift your chest. When you're ready, kick into your hands, lift your chest, and lift your knees and bow up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, to your edge, and release. Take an inhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. As you exhale, come up to tabletop, toes touch, child's pose, hips to heels. Deep breath in, long breath out. 2 more. And slowly come back up. Camel pose is next. You can use your block here if you'd like, between your thighs. Very important to know that the C shape that you're creating, that camel shape, has a lot to do with the inner thigh muscles, the adductors. So what's happening is they're spinning out and they're pressing your hips forward. And you can tell this because when you squeeze the block, with your inner thighs, it pushes the block forward, right? So we want to do that action. It's very important throughout the whole pose. Toes tuck under, hands to the lower back. Draw the elbows in and the hands down to your back pockets. All right, keep the core engaged, lift the chest. Inhale, inner thighs squeeze, hips press forward. Heart lifts up, and as you exhale, draw the shoulders back. Continue on your own breath timing. Let's take 6 breaths. And within those breaths, when you're ready, you can bring one hand to one heel and modify and one hand up, or you can bring both hands to your heels. Now, if you modified and just brought your right hand down, make sure you switch. Bring your left hand down, right arm up. For everyone else, go ahead and take that full camel, untuck your toes, keep pressing the block forward or your thighs forward, lift your chest, press your hips to your edge, and release. Hands to the lower back, core is engaged as it helps lift you up. Remove the block and sit back on your heels. Take a deep breath in, exhale out. Let's go ahead and come to our hands and knees. Take a quick cat pose. A cat pose is where we tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, roll the spine, press into the hands and feet, and then sit back on the heels once again, knees and feet touch. This is rabbit pose, so graze the fingertips on the heels. You can also use your towel or your mat if you have a hard time gripping because you might be a little sweaty. So you would just kind of grip like this. If not, grab your heels. We're going to begin rolling here, navel in, chin to chest, and then bring the forehead towards the knees and lift the hips up. Round the spine and press the feet into the mat. Arms act like tension cables. Do not let the head touch the floor. It should float over the floor. Keep rounding to your edge and release. Sit up tall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. 3 more. Last one. And release. Bring your feet out in front. Stretching poses next. Move that sit flesh away from the sit bones. Sometimes I like to encourage people, especially if I'm teaching a class and everybody's in my class that has a block. I like to sit on the block, and what we do is we kind of wiggle our hips off of the block. That causes the pelvis to tilt forward. Because sometimes we're hinging from here instead of here. That block will kind of help elevate you so that you're hinging forward. If you want to do without the block, just move your sit flesh back, your butt cheeks, and sit up tall. Bend the knees if you have a hard time touching your toes. Bring your hands to your hips and press your chest higher. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, lean forward with the chest. So we're hinging from the lower back. Grab the sides of the feet or peace fingers to the big toes. Inhale, pull the heart, the collarbone towards the toes. Exhale, work the legs straight. And if you're at your straightest place and there's a bend in the knee, that's fine. When you're ready, drop your elbows out and continue pulling yourself forward and down. Inhale forward. Exhale down. Just take 5 more. And honor where you are. Take it to your edge. And release. Sit up tall. All right. So now we're going to move into a seated twist. Bring your right heel towards your glute. Bring your right hand behind you. Pop up to the fingertips or bring your hand flat, close to the lower back, the sacrum. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, spin to the right and hook the elbow to the knee. Palm faces in. Now press into your backhand, lift your chest, flex your left foot, and then twist and gaze over your right. Keep pressing and lifting. Some people like to hook their elbow to the knee, and that's fine. Most important thing is that you're using your core to twist, not just the elbow and the knee. And release. Counter twist to the left. Leave your legs where they are. And release. Right leg goes straight. Left heel to the glute. Press and lift. Left hand behind you, pop up to the fingertips. Your hand is flat, close to the sacrum. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, spin to the left and hook the elbow. Palm faces in. Inhale, press into your backhand, get taller. Flex your right foot. Exhale, twist. Left arm is like your kickstand. And twist from the navel up. Use your core. Twist to your edge and release. Counter twist to the right. Leave your legs where they are. And then let's come to down dog. If you need a modified version, go ahead and lay on your back. Let me show that to you real quick. Left knee is up, right foot stacks on the ankle or ankle to the thigh. When you're ready, you're going to pull the knee in or the thigh in. For everyone else, down dog. Find your best down dog. Find your best down dog here. And then come up high on the toes. Lift your right leg up. As you exhale, bend the knee, pull the knee in tight, roll forward on the left toes. Right knee comes behind the wrist. Right foot comes towards the left side of the mat. Walk your left foot back, create space however you need to. Shift your weight into your right glute. If you need to do this, grab your right foot with your left hand, wiggle it up, and then sit back into that left hip. Bring your block or your pillow to your side, press into it and find seated pigeon. For those who want to work on their king pigeon, bring your block to the inside of the knee or your hand to the inside of the knee. And then bend your left foot or left knee, grab your left foot at the ankle. Flex your foot and press it back. This is your king pigeon. Right arm sweeps up high for the challenge. Continue working on that pigeon, or if you want, just simply pull your left heel in. When you're ready, sleeping pigeon comes next. We do that also mindfully and skillfully to the best of our ability. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sink. Long spine. Don't round the spine. We're retraining those muscles to stay long and erect through the spine to keep us standing tall and strong. Forearms come to the mat. Energetically pull your collarbone forward, elbows back, stay here. And then when you're ready, maybe come down completely, forehead to the mat or to the block, or maybe to the hands. You can extend the arms long, but keep those hips opening. Maybe wiggle right and left and notice where you feel it. Always tune in and decide how deep you want to go. Maybe reflect on the change of when we first started yoga. Where did you feel like in pigeon? Did you feel like you've grown? You feel like you've changed? And imagine if we continue our practice, what we're going to be like in years to come. And let's take our last breath here. Slowly bring your hands underneath your shoulders. All right, pop up to your back toes and pop forward. Pull your right knee into your chest, right leg to the sky. If you're in a modified pigeon, go ahead and switch your legs. And just go ahead and wiggle that leg out and bring the right foot back down. Inhale, left leg sweeps up. Exhale, pull the knee in tight, roll forward on your right foot, left knee by the left wrist, right knee drops down. Shift your weight into your left glute, grab that left foot with the right hand, shimmy your hips back to center. And here we're going to use our block to lift our chest. Seated pigeon. Stay here. When you're ready, go ahead and bend that right knee. Bring that left block or hand to the inside of the left knee. Find your king pigeon, flex the foot, kick back, lift up the left hand, sink your hips. If that's not what you want to work on today, if you just want to work on working that quad, then you're just going to bring your heel to your glute. You'll feel the stretch. And release the foot if you want to move into sleeping pigeon next. Dropping down to your forearms, pulling the collarbone forward. Feeling the hips sink down, come down completely to your forehead, or bring your forehead to your hands. Extending the arms is an option. There's a few teachers out there like John and Chris Yax and Roseanne. And Roseanne is just graduated from her last teacher training, but she's been teaching a different form of yoga. She just wanted to step her game up in her yoga practice. And she's 83. And she swears yoga is a fountain of youth. And John and Chris Yax, through their 20 years of teaching, have said the same thing. And I like to just be a witness to that myself. I can tell you that I feel great in my body. And that is the more I practice, the better I feel and the more energy I have. And that's a good change. Let's take a few more breaths here. And then slowly sit up. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck the back toes, pop up, and pull the knee into the chest, heel to the glute. Left leg up to the sky and just shake it out. And then bring your foot down. And let's bring that right knee to the right wrist. Right foot comes to the left side, and bring the left knee to the left wrist. So we're crossing at the ankles, and then bring your hands to your sides and your feet out in front. Okay, so we're towards the end of our practice. You might want to grab a block here or a pillow for your head. And we're going to lean back one vertebrae at a time. Pull the knees into the chest and give them a hug. Just squeeze them back to your deepest. And now push your knees into your hands to your deepest. And we're going to do that forward and back. Squeeze in, extend out. Do that on your own, as slow or as fast as you'd like. But we're active through the arms. And then rocking side to side if you like, or make circles with your knees on the ceiling. Reverse your circles. And let's come back to neutral. So we're going to bring our feet flat. Let our knees drop open, bottom of the feet touch. And we're going to bring our hands to our sides. And we're going to press our feet into each other and lift our hips and rise as we shift our shoulder blades in towards our spine. Reach the hips up as high as you can, squeezing out any emotional energy that's holding you back, any anger, any frustration, any grudges, letting it go because that is not serving you. And release the hips to the mat nice and slow. One hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. As you take a deep breath in and exhale out. Change is never easy. Even the simplest of things can bring us a mental challenge and sometimes emotional. But let's not become the stress. Let's watch it and notice the change. We're watching, let's say, the flowers bloom in our yard. And all those flowers are all of our accomplishments, all of our goals. Let's take a few more breaths here. And then slowly bring your knees to neutral, traditional Shavasana, or if you have lower back tension, keep your knees dropping into each other, feet slightly wide. Bring the heels to the corners of the mat, arms to the sides. Walk the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Tilt your head back, or this is where you might want to use your block. Bring it underneath your head. You know, in hot yoga, I like to bring the block under my head and elevate it above my heart, because sometimes I work out so hard, I'm sweating so hard that I feel like my head is just like pulsating too much. So as soon as I put the block under, it goes away. So always make sure you prepare yourself for a nice, relaxing Shavasana. The purpose of Shavasana, and it's known as in English corpse pose. It's supposed to look like a corpse. That's my least favorite, I think. It sounds nice in Sanskrit, but the English version is terrible. Like, I don't want to identify with a corpse, but I get it. It's about relaxation, not moving, just being in the moment. So be in this moment, resting your mind, resting your body. See if you can stay here for a little bit and relax. Notice your breath. Maybe notice your heartbeat. Notice the change in your body. Maybe even the change in your heart. Let's take a deep breath in. Together as one, exhale out. Inhale, even though we're not together in the same room. Exhale out, our breath connects us. One more together. Slowly bring your right arm over your head, bring your left foot flat, shift into your right hip, fetal position. Remove the block or the pillow if you have it. Rest your head on your right arm. Bringing your left hand out in front of your chest. Go ahead and sit up nice and slow. And find your fetal position, or not your lotus position. Grab your right foot and bring it on top of your left thigh. Stay here, or maybe this is too much and you just cross at your ankles, Indian style. Sometimes people bring their left foot out in front. Whatever's in your practice. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the change in your mind and in your body. Align yourself again with a state of being that will support you throughout the rest of the day. Taking an inhale, sweep the arms over your head. Again, gathering that energy like it was a fog. You don't want to go too fast. And as you exhale, draw that energy down to your forehead, to your mouth, to your throat, and to your heart. It continues to travel down to the navel and out through your sacrum. And let's bow to each other and silently say thank you to those who practiced with us this morning. Remembering we have so much more in common, and that right now we do need to connect, even if it's just through yoga or virtually, sending love to each other. Thank yourself for being here, showing up. That's half the battle. I would even say that that's 80% of it. Just show up. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, my highest self. The light within me honors the light within you. And I'm so, so honored and grateful for your presence today. Thank you so much again, and have a beautiful and blessed day. And don't forget to be the change. Namaste.